Welcome back to UK Chronics, where we cut through palace PR to show you the simple, hard truth. Today, the world is shaken as Prince William says no to Prince Harry's request, clearly closing the door forever on Archie and Lilibet. The line has now been drawn, and there is no way to go back. The door to the British royal family has not just been shut, it has been locked again and again. And the key has been thrown far away into the deep waters of the North Sea. Imagine being told that your family line, your children, and your whole future have no place in the most famous royal system in the world. Not because of what they did, but because a bond was broken so badly, it can never be fixed. Prince William has now given his final and firm answer to Prince Harry's serious request to come back. And the message is very clear and very harsh. There is no more space for extra royals. And that means Archie and Lilibet are now fully out. For many months, stories have been going around about a secret peace offer, a late-night phone call, and a father who wants to see his grandchildren. But while King Charles III may still quietly wish for peace, the man who truly controls the future, the Prince of Wales, is not changing his mind. William is not just a brother anymore. He is now the strong and firm protector of a monarchy that has been pushed very close to collapse. People close to the palace say that Harry's recent tries to talk about a part-time royal role were answered with a silence so cold it felt like ice. But this is no longer just about two brothers fighting or media drama. This is a big and final change in the story of the House of Windsor. By closing the door on Harry, William is also closing the royal future of two young and innocent children, Archie and Lilibet, who may grow up only seeing their royal cousins through a screen on TV. Why has William become so firm and unbending? What was the exact moment he decided that Harry was no longer his brother, but instead a problem? And most importantly, what does making the monarchy smaller mean for the future and survival of the crown? We are now going to look behind the palace walls to show the hard truth of a family that is divided and a door that has been shut for good. This is the final stop for the Sussex family in London and the start of a cold new time for the British monarchy. To understand why this door was shut so strongly, we must look at what was really inside that serious request. According to top palace insiders and reports from sources like Geo Television, Prince Harry did not just ask for a simple visit. He gave a full and formal plan that many people are calling his last big try. Harry's request was built around a mixed royal role, an idea that the late Queen Elizabeth II clearly refused during the Sandringham summit some years ago. But this time, there was something different. Harry is said to have offered a number of very big and surprising promises that he hoped would make his brother less cold. He reportedly said he would come to the United Kingdom without Meghan Markle for long periods of time to take on smaller royal duties that others did not want to do. And most importantly, he said he would sign a new, very strict legal agreement. This agreement would stop him by law from ever speaking or writing about the royal family again. Think about that for a second. Harry was ready to give up his voice and his right to speak just for a chance to stand near the edge of the system he once called a trap. Why was he so desperate? The answer is in two names, Archie and Lilibet. As the children get older in California, the truth of their distance is becoming clearer. They are royal by blood, a prince and a princess by title. But they are still strangers to their own past and roots. Harry's request was not only about his own pride. It was a father's urgent effort to build a future for his children where they would not feel like outsiders in the land of their family. He wanted them to have safety, protection, and a real royal link that only comes from working with the crown. But Harry's timing could not have been worse. He was reaching out to a family that was already under stress because of the health problems of King Charles and the Princess of Wales. While Harry saw his offer as help during a time when fewer people were available, William saw it as something risky and hidden. To the Prince of Wales, Harry's request was not about helping. It was a careful move to get back the public stage he had lost. William remembers every headline, every interview, and every private talk that later appeared in Harry's book, Spare. The mental battle here is very strong. Harry believed that by offering to be an extra royal, he was fixing a problem for the monarchy. But William's thinking has changed. He no longer believes the monarchy needs more people. He believes it needs more trust. And trust is the one thing Harry cannot give, no matter how many legal papers he signs. But here is the question that worries the halls of Windsor. By saying no to Harry's help, is William accidentally making Harry more risky? If Harry feels he has nothing left to lose and no way to return, what will stop him from a final betrayal? We are now going to look at the Wall of Sandringham and the man who decided that, for the Sussex family, the story ends here. While the world looks at King Charles III as the main authority, those inside the palace know a different truth. There is a quiet agreement, an unspoken deal between the king and his son. Sources say that as Charles focuses on his health and his royal duties, he has mostly given the Harry issue to Prince William. This makes Prince William the unofficial guard of the monarchy, and he has built a strong wall around Sandringham that no request from the Sussex family can break. To understand William's firm refusal, we must look beyond tabloid stories and into the mind of a man who feels deeply hurt. For William, this problem is not just about emotions. It is about breaking an important and sacred rule. In the royal world, privacy is the most valuable thing. When Prince Harry released his book Spare and the Netflix documentary, he did not just share his story. He gave away the family's private details to the public. For William, that moment changed everything forever. He now sees Harry not as a brother, but as a danger, a man who might always be recording and ready to share things. This is why William's decision is so strong. He believes that letting Harry return, even in a small role, would be like allowing a spy into a private meeting. But there is also a deeper and more planned reason behind William's thinking. He is planning for the future. As the next king, William is focused on protecting the monarchy. He has seen how people react to the Sussex drama, and he believes the monarchy works better when it is smaller and more controlled. In William's idea of the future, there is no place for part-time royals who want the royal spotlight but also want the freedom of California life. There are talks of a serious meeting where King Charles III shared his wish to bring his younger son back into the family, maybe even giving him a small royal home. But William is said to have stayed firm, reminding his father about the example of Prince Andrew. He argued that the public does not accept royals who choose only the easy parts of duty. By letting Harry come back even a little, William fears it would show weakness and confusion. But here is the big question that keeps palace staff worried at night. By cutting Harry off completely, William is pushing him to stay in the world of media and fame to survive. If Harry cannot live as a royal, then he must live as a celebrity. And as a celebrity, his main value comes from his royal story. By closing the door, is William actually making the problem worse? The Prince of Wales is putting all his trust in the idea that silence and distance will slowly make the Sussex family less important. He is ready to accept being called cold and unforgiving. All of this is to protect the honor of the crown. But this wall does not only keep Harry outside. It also keeps Archie and Lilibet on the other side of royal history. William has decided that fixing the relationship would cost too much for the monarchy. He is the one who has said it will never happen again. And as we move forward, we will see how this choice is creating a lasting shadow over the next generation of the House of Windsor. The door is not just shut, it has been completely removed. Now, let us stop for a moment. Step away from the cold stone walls of Buckingham Palace and the formal clothes of royal advisors. Let's talk about the two people who have no control in this situation, no role in the books, and no memory of the betrayal that began it all. Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. While their father, Prince Harry, tries to secure his future, and their mother, Meghan Markle, builds her life in Montecito, these two children are becoming the quiet and innocent victims of a very harsh royal decision. Think about how serious this situation really is. By refusing Harry's request, Prince William is not just turning away from a brother. He is, in effect, removing a whole branch from the royal family tree. In the United Kingdom, history is built on family lines and royal balconies. But for Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, the balcony is far away. It is just a blurry picture on a laptop screen instead of a place where they stand. They are growing up not knowing their own family roots. Imagine Archie, now 5 years old, or Lilibet, only 3, asking about their cousins. Imagine them looking at photos of Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis at big royal events, dressed in fine clothes, surrounded by the rich history of many years. How do you tell a child that these are your cousins, that is your grandfather, and that is your family home, but you are never allowed to go there? You are a prince, you are a princess, but you are not welcome. The mental and emotional effect of this distance is very deep. Experts in royal history say we are seeing the rise of a shadow royal group. On one side of the ocean, you have the working royals, the ones who follow duty and tradition. On the other side, you have the Sussex children, royal by name, but separated by their situation. By the time Archie turns 10, he may feel more like the child of a Hollywood star than someone close to the future King of England. The link to the crown is slowly being cut in real time, one refused request after another. But this goes beyond missing royal events and garden parties. This is about who they are. In the royal world, your identity is tied to your role and how close you are to the monarch. By the time Prince William becomes king, the distance between his children and Harry's children will be too wide to cross. William's children will represent the country. Harry's children will be... what exactly? Social media figures, business people, or public personalities. They will carry the titles of prince and princess into a world that does not fully understand the meaning behind those titles. There is a sad irony here. Prince Harry has often said he wanted to stop the cycle of family pain. He moved to California to give his children a more normal life away from the strong attention of the British press. But by trying to give them freedom, has he unknowingly placed them in another kind of limit? A limit of being unknown and left out. People inside the palace quietly say that King Charles III feels very sad about this. He is said to keep pictures of Archie and Lilibet in his private room, a quiet reminder of the grandchildren he hardly knows. He wants to be a grandfather who teaches them about the gardens at Highgrove and the story of their family. But under William's way of thinking, even a grandfather's love has its limits. William believes that any contact with the children could be used as a way for Harry and Meghan Markle to shape the story. So the door stays closed. Archie and Lilibet are growing up in a bright California home, far away from the fog and traditions of London. They are safe from the photographers of Fleet Street, yes. But they are also losing a part of their birthright that was once theirs. As the one in control, William has decided that protecting the crown matters more than keeping the family together. But one must wonder, when Archie and Lilibet grow old enough to understand William's decision, will they forgive their uncle for closing the door? Or will this rejection create a new wave of royal anger that could affect the monarchy for many years to come? The situation has never been more serious. Because this is not just about titles. This is about the heart of a family. And right now, that heart is split by distance and silence that shows no sign of ending. But we cannot talk about William's strong refusal without speaking about the major issue, or more clearly, the Duchess in California. For Prince William, the problem with Harry has always been closely linked to Meghan. To the Prince of Wales, Meghan Markle is not only Harry's wife. She is seen as the creator of a new and separate public image that challenges the base of the British monarchy. This is where the issue moves from a family argument into a worldwide media battle, with the public watching closely. In the view of William and his advisors, Harry's request to return was never just his own idea. They believe it was a planned step, likely guided or supported by Meghan. The fear inside the palace is that any agreement given to Harry would be used by the Sussex brand. William is said to believe that if Harry returns to royal life, it will not take long before private palace talks appear in a new part of a Meghan-led lifestyle platform or a magazine interview. For William, Meghan stands for everything the monarchy is not. The shine of Hollywood, the focus on self-over system, and no sign of the rule, never complain, never explain. This is the heart of William's problem. Is he acting like a cold brother, or is he acting like a smart leader protecting his institution from a possible threat? The answer depends fully on which side of the ocean you are on. In the United Kingdom, public opinion has mostly moved in support of Prince William's strict approach. The British people, still sad over the loss of Queen Elizabeth II and now worried about the health of King Charles III and Catherine, Princess of Wales, do not have much patience for what they see as Sussex drama. For many people in the UK, William is the strong figure, the steady person who stayed, who worked, and who handled all the pressure from his brother's book without responding. They see his decision to keep Harry out as something needed to protect the monarchy. A way to remove the damage of betrayal before it spreads further. However, if you go across the ocean to the United States, the story looks very different. To many Americans, William is seen as the bad figure, an old-fashioned and strict leader who will not forgive his own family. In the U.S., Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are often seen as people who are growing personally and breaking free from a difficult environment. When Americans hear that William has closed the door on Harry's children, they do not see protection of the crown. They see a family treating its own members badly. They ask, how can a future king talk about care and mental health while leaving his own brother alone? This difference between the UK and the US is what makes this story so powerful. William knows very well that by staying firm, he is losing popularity in America. But he has made his decision. He has chosen that the respect of the British people matters more than the approval of the American public. He is choosing duty over attention. But here is where the Meghan situation becomes even more complex. There are reports that Meghan herself feels unsure. Some say she never wants to return to the UK, while others say she feels upset that her children are missing out on their royal place. If Harry's request has been rejected, does this mean Meghan will now focus even more on building her own media brand? If the royal path is closed, then the only path left may be telling more stories and sharing more personal details. This brings us to a very important question in the story. By being so firm, is William actually giving Meghan more power? If she can present herself and her children as the ones who were pushed away, she may gain strong public support that the palace cannot match. Is William's silence a sign of strength, or is it a mistake that could lead to many more years of Sussex-related headlines? Public opinion is like a battlefield, and right now William is winning in London, but losing influence in Hollywood. But when we look at the bigger picture, we must ask, does the monarchy even care about being liked anymore, or are they only trying to continue existing? We are now going to look deeper into the global strategy of the monarchy to understand why there is no space left for extra royals. To a simple viewer, William's refusal to make peace with Harry may look like a personal issue. But if we step back and look at how power is changing around the world, we see something much more planned. This is not just a family argument. It is part of a tough but needed long-term strategy. William is working under a new idea, a smaller monarchy. And in this new and limited version of the British crown, there is simply no place for extra royals. For hundreds of years, the strength of a monarchy was judged by how big the royal family was. More princes and princesses meant more power, more marriages with other countries, and a larger influence around the world. But today is not the 1800s. In 2026, a large royal family is seen not as a strength, but as a problem for money and public image. William has seen how other European royal families, like those in Sweden and Denmark, have removed titles from their own family members to protect their future. He has seen Queen Margrethe II face criticism for taking titles away from her grandchildren, and he has learned from it. It is better to be criticized for being small than to be removed for being too large. The British people, dealing with economic changes and a new sense of national identity, no longer want to pay for a large group of royal relatives who live in palaces but do not clearly serve the country. William understands that every time Harry and Meghan appear in a magazine or a Netflix show, it reminds people of the cost of extra royals. By refusing Harry's request for a part-time role, William is sending a clear message to the people of Britain. I understand you. The time of extra royals just staying around without a clear role is now over. But this plan goes even deeper than that. This is also about keeping the royal image clear and consistent. In the business world, you cannot have two main centers of power. By creating a separate base in California, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle built a public image that often goes against the values of the House of Windsor. Prince William understands that for the monarchy to survive, it must speak with one voice, follow one plan, and have one center of power. Letting Harry return, especially while Meghan is still part of the situation, would create a constant distraction. It would turn every royal event into a comparison. Who was more liked? Who looked better? Who spoke better? William does not want the monarchy to become like a reality TV show. There is also the issue of the Andrew example. Prince William played a big role in the choice to remove Prince Andrew from his duties and titles. He saw how one extra royal could almost damage the whole system. To William, Harry brings a different but still serious risk, the risk of uncertainty and surprise actions. If he makes a special case for Harry, how will he keep control and rules for the rest of the family? By staying firm at Sandringham, William is setting a rule that could last for the next 100 years. It is also important that this decision is happening at a time when the monarchy's role in the Commonwealth is being questioned. Countries like Jamaica and Australia are thinking about their future with the crown. William knows that the only way to keep these countries connected is to show a monarchy that is modern, simple, and free from drama. A royal family fighting across the ocean looks like a system that is falling apart. By cutting ties, William is trying to show the world that the British monarchy is serious and focused, not like a TV drama. But here is an important question that William might not be fully seeing. History shows that people who are pushed out often become strong voices of opposition. From the Jacobites to Edward VIII, those who were left out of the family often continue to affect those who stayed. By making sure there are no extra royals, William is successfully making the royal group smaller. But he is also creating a long-term, well-supported, and very vocal opposition. Is this the start of a stable and modern time, or has William created a space that Harry and Meghan will fill with even more serious claims? The door is closed. The space inside is limited, and all the roles are taken. But outside, in sunny California, the others are still speaking, and people are still listening. We are now reaching the final part of this royal story, the moment where there is no way back. As things settle after this latest royal conflict, we are left with a truth that feels as cold as the stone walls of Windsor Castle. Prince William's choice to reject Harry's request is not just a smart move in a long media battle. It is the final end of a brotherhood that once stood as a sign of hope for a modern Britain. By closing the door, William has chosen duty over family. He has given up a brother for the crown, and a nephew and niece for a smaller and more controlled system. The results of this decision will be felt for many years. Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet will grow up as the lost royals, children of a history they were born into but never allowed to fully live. And Harry, now clearly outside with no clear way back, becomes a man without a true place, too royal for Hollywood life and too Hollywood for royal life. The quiet understanding between King Charles III and William has protected the monarchy for now, but what will it cost in the future? History can be very strict in its judgment. Years from now, when the crowns have changed hands and the news stories are gone, will William be remembered as the man who saved the monarchy through strong control? Or the man who broke his family beyond repair? The door is closed, the locks are in place, and today the distance between London and Montecito feels larger than ever. But now, I want to hear from you. This is one of the most debated moments in royal history. Do you think Prince William is doing what is needed to protect the future of the British monarchy? Or do you think he is being too harsh toward Harry and his innocent children? Is it time to forgive and move forward? Or are some actions too serious to fix? Scroll down and share your thoughts in the comments. We read every single one, and this is a discussion that truly matters. If you found this explanation helpful and interesting, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. There is much more to explore about the future of the House of Windsor. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next deep discussion.